Sick. Awesome. Darrius, thank you so much for joining me today. For people listening, I met this guy on TikTok, BookTok specifically, though. I had taken a very long hiatus from content in 2024, specifically short form content. And I stopped scrolling on TikTok too. So when I came back to it, I think like this year, there was a whole host new of people who I've never seen before in my life were making content. But interestingly enough, the people that I was watching now were people that I actually wanted to interact with, where the people who were there when I joined in 2022 were not people I wanted to interact with at all.
I didn't know you were on.
I've been making content since 2022. That makes me sad.
Damn.
Just because it makes me sad because I always think about like I feel like I haven't grown much in 3 years. But that's also because I kept starting and stopping, as opposed to just keep making a video and maybe something will happen. So that was my goal this year. But I also never talked to people on BookTok when I was on it. I just would go on to post and then leave. Because I wasn't trying to get caught up in the toxicity of like metrics and social media and like, why does this video do well and mine does, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, I'm just gonna post my shit and then leave. But anyways, so I started talking to Darrius on BookTok. This guy is pretty real when it comes to books, and I like that. You talk for more than like 15 seconds, 20 seconds about a book. But what I wanted to ask, first of all, to start us off, is actually, why did you join BookTok?
To be honest, I joined it as a joke. My lady was, she was talking about all these books and stuff that she was reading, and people were eating this stuff up, and I think, what was she doing? I think she was just jumping on live, and one of her friends had a husband who would occasionally jump on there, and I was just like, I'll just make a quick account and just like troll people all day. I called it, I was Dark Hub's book reviews.
Wow.
Yeah, because
like that.
And then my friend, my friend made one. He was White Hub's book reviews. So it was like it was literally a joke that I got on there, and it was really, she was into the Akatar, all that, and you need to listen to this book. You need to read this. So I listened to it as a, just as a joke, hee hee ha ha. I wouldn't say that series is what sparked me to get back into reading, because it definitely wasn't. I've always been a reader. I've always listened to audiobooks and different things like that. But for me, getting on BookTok itself, I got on as a joke. Late 2024. Maybe before. But yeah, I was never consistent. I mean, I was just, like I said, I was just on there as the jokes to have fun. And that's really what I'm about.
Yeah. So you're not really trying to, what's your goal with it? Is just to have fun with it? Are you trying to, are you in the rat race to become a book influencer type of thing? Or are you just kind of using it for fun?
With my current page, it's more so just for fun, but I am branching out because of my love for books and the way that I review books and the people I talk to. I like to have real, candid conversations. I like to really dive into what the hell is this book about, and why do I like it or why I hate it. Not do the 10-second reviews where I hold the book sideways where you can only see the front side until they flip it over and you can see the full. I don't like that. So the new direction for me is I would love to become a book influencer, a bookfluencer, whatever they call it. But the whole thing for me is I'm going to do it on my terms. I'm going to do it for fun, and I'm going to be real, raw, and authentic with any other views that I post.
I'm the same way, and I constantly catch myself like playing the field, like sitting the fence, of like trying to do the little quick ones to get the views up and then do the longer ones, right? And I've played this game over time of like, or not play this game. I just developed this mental frame for myself of I'm just I don't like the algorithm. I don't want to fight it. I don't want to study it. I don't care. Which it sucks to say I don't care when it is something that I'm trying to do, trying to grow followers, grow a community, etc. But part of me is like, I don't really care how I'm supposed to do it. I just want to go in here and talk. And over time, I feel like it kills you to like, okay, what can I say about this book that's going to get the most views? Like, I can't just go on there and say I like it. I can't just go on there and say, yeah, I had fun, haha, tee hee. Yeah. Like, I can't go on there and say this was a banger and then it'd be that.
Right. I feel like you burn out so quickly with that frame of mindset when it comes to reading books. Like if I'm reading a book and then I want to review it based on how other people will perceive me on that book, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
If I'm going to read a book, the people who are in my niche or my community, they're going to resonate with what I say. So if I'm not getting views or I'm not getting people who are sitting with there, I just haven't found my people yet, which is completely fine. You know, I'm getting those reps in, posting authentically. And my people will eventually, they will find me. So that part, I get what you're saying with it being on the fence and everything. So I think there is something to posting sometimes those little quick clips, but what I've been doing is kind of blending that. So I'll post here's a 15-second review on this book. It was a banger. I loved it. It's by this author. If you like this type of book, I think you would really love it. And then like one of the next videos, here's 5 reasons why I really enjoyed this book that I just did a review about. And then I'll go a little bit deep. So you're giving them still those little quick clips, but then a couple, like another video where you're actually diving deep into why. And I've actually seen a little bit more success doing it that way.
Yeah. Interesting. I think that's where I always get tripped up. I'm like, how am I supposed to frame this for somebody, right? Like I literally, when I'm thinking about talking about a book, I never think about, let's take this book and break it into these themes. Top 5 reasons why I like this book. 2 reasons why I didn't like this book. I'm saying it now, but like I never think of it. How could this book have been better? Who is this book for? Like 4 videos on one book, and I'm sitting here after reading the book, like I just made one video. And I'm like, how? And so I think part of me is very admires people who do this constantly, like who you see on your page constantly. I'm like, how do you have so many things to say about a book? Or how do you just have so many things to talk about when it comes to books? Because I'm like, I can talk about books.
Right.
But not every word out of my mouth is about a book.
And I am the same way. I get so scatterbrained or squirrel brain where like I'll be talking and I'll tangent off into something else. So I try to keep them very quick and concise, but I also put your personality into it. So I'm the type of person who I ramble a lot. So my videos tend to ramble a lot, but then I can, spice it up however I need to and, make it better. But, that's, I don't know. I think a lot of people overthink it. And I think for those people writing down, okay, this is how I want to do my book review, or these are the certain topics that I want to hit, and having that posted. So you have now a little bit more of a mindset when you're recording that video. All right, I read this book. Here's 5 videos that I can make about this book already, instead of trying to make that stuff up all the time. So it's just about planning it out, making your own process to it, and having fun with it, honestly.
Yeah. Is book content the only thing you want to make? Or would you like to make other types of content?
No. I'm a very multifaceted type of person. And with with a friend of mine, we want to be diving into, okay, we seen this Reddit story and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Let's talk about it. Let's read it. I'm not big on the reaction videos. Sometimes they're funny, but most of my content will kind of dwell around the book community, a little bit on some of the hot takes that's going around in the community, and then, you know, other personality stuff. So for me, I am really big into working out, family stuff, and I love being on Reddit, just reading wild,
wild I stories. Can't get into Reddit. Funny. I don't know what it is.
It's a wild place.
I feel like so many of my friends who use Reddit, they use it similar to you, where it's like, well, I guess the people who I've been exposed to, like, they go to Reddit as like a source, and I'm like
a search engine,
almost
type?
Like that. Like if they have an issue, they'll like go to Reddit to find answers for it, and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm just afraid of being like sucked into another like hive mind type of thing.
It's a hole. You will, like, sometimes you'll look up like an anime. I do a lot of anime on there, mangas, diving discussions on who are your top 5 favorite characters, and, you know, different things like that. And I mean, I will look up, it's 2:30 in the morning and I'm still scrolling because, you know, the conversations get in depth and some people be stupid, and it's a fun place to get information from, and kind of here are my thoughts about this. Now this is what I've seen on Reddit, and here's my thoughts. So you can make a lot of different content. The biggest thing that I see is people don't put their personality into their content, so then it sounds very robotic and it sounds just like every other video out there.
Interesting. You know, I've thought about that myself a lot over the past 3 years. Is like, is my personality shining in any of these videos that I'm making? Because I'll see myself talking, like when I'm editing back, and I'm like, fuck, that sounded so monotone, so robotic. And I remember, like, when I was making the video, I was like, I feel like I'm in this right now. I feel like I'm really talking right now. And then I look back and I'm like, your pitch did not change. Your rate of speech did not change. Your volume did not change. You were just there and you were just talking. And I'm like, how do I do this? Interesting. I have a couple of BookTok specific questions for you. So I'd love to get your take on this.
Okay. All right, bet.
We'll clip farm a bit. What are 3 things that you like about BookTok?
3 things that I like about BookTok. Okay. So 3 things that I really like about BookTok. For one, I really like the community engagement. When you find like a good group of people, you're having fun, and it makes being on TikTok enjoyable. Let's see. The second thing that I really like about BookTok, I can get a lot of information that I normally would not have access to or seen without on BookTok, i.e. new books, new authors, indie authors. A lot of that stuff that I don't see it besides BookTok. Number 3, man, that's a hard one. I guess I don't really think about that too much. I like how drama will just like randomly pop up, and then the entire community you can like see a divide. They're either for it or against it, and you can see who on your feed or your FYP are where they sit at on the line. So sometimes that's very interesting to me, because for lack of a better term, I'm a watching person. So I see how people talk. I see how they react to certain things, but I also see like their comments on certain things, and it gives me an idea of is this person who I really want to be around or talk to, or different things like that? Or I'll kind of challenge him a little bit. And if I see him make a stupid comment, I'll kind of poke at him a little bit. And, for me, that's just kind of fun.
So I feel like that third comment can go either way. Because if I were to ask you what are three things, like if I were to think about what are three things that I don't like about BookTok, it would be how binary it tries to make certain like things, whether it's this is good and this is bad. This book sucks. End of question. This book is good. End of question. This book is problematic. End of question.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I never thought of it that way, and I don't plan to after this. But why?
Why is such an an underused question on BookTok? Because people take stuff full-fledged. You like this content creator and they say this book is absolutely garbage, they're never touching that book.
Facts.
I'm the type of person where I want to go back in and it's like, okay, why didn't you like this book? You didn't give me any information. So that was a baseless video for me. And I will 9 times out of 10, I'll scroll right past it again. I won't go to that person's page.
Yeah. I think that has made me lose trust a bit. And when I watch people, right? And that's why it's like, I really only watch the people that I follow specifically. And if I'm scrolling on my actual For You, I scroll past probably 90% of book videos because I just don't trust someone's going to give me a solid recommendation. And that's coming from like highly followed, medium followed, low followed people. There's some bangers in the low followed people too. And I completely agree.
Oh, for sure.
We're 2 of them. And so there are so many people who like I met just this year that I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I like your point, etc. And there's genres that I tapped into this year that I've never tapped into before, right? Subgenres like progression fantasy was one of them that I've talked about a bit recently.
Okay.
With Ascendant. Genres like literary RPGs never touched those until this year. And that was even before Dungeon Crawler Carl, because it was started with Seth Ring's Forgemaster and Battle Mage Farmer. But that wasn't even BookTok, actually.
I remember you talking about that.
That was me going to the local library I'm in Pennsylvania, going to the mall. It's a library called Bookish at the King of Prussia Mall. And they hold local Pennsylvania authors like there. They specifically they try to have shelves of like these are local authors. And so one of their shelves was all Seth Ring. And I was like, okay, just tell me this. Okay, I'm going to move Broly away a little bit. Where is he? Oh, it's back. Tell me, this guy, this huge guy with like on a forge with a blade doesn't make you want to read. Why is he called the Forgemaster?
Yeah. Yeah, that looks dope, actually.
As your like anime, like manga brain, like my anime, manga, manhwa brain says like, read this shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, if I were to tell you it's a sequel series, I wouldn't have known. So I read this first. It took a lot of brain power for me to connect pieces that weren't there because I didn't read the first series apparently. But I liked BookTok for that. Like give me interesting recommendations.
Yeah,
and I think that's why it's hard to follow people who like only talk about a specific genre. Like they're in that niche, and so that's all I talk about.
I feel like, I would say that I'm still in and I don't know, whenever you get out of the beginning stages of BookTok, I still feel like I'm very much still in the beginning because I haven't branched out as much as I would like to because I haven't found any more that I like. So for me, my genres are usually sci-fi, high fantasy, some dystopian and the different, and I'm learning what the other genres are because that was never a conversation I was talking about when I was growing up. So I just read things that I liked, i.e. the Maze Runners, Hunger Games, the Divergence series. You know, I didn't know what the actual names of the series were as far as like the genre. I just read what I liked. There was a series that I have been locked into for 12 books, and that was the Helldiver series. I'm not sure if it's probably one of my favorite audios ever. And don't get me wrong, I love DCC. But the Helldiver series, that's what just like kept me locked in over the last what they were doing, like what, maybe 1-2 books a year.
So you've been in there
Nicholas
for years.
Sansbury. Yeah. But those ones, and they're cheesy. They're not the best books in the world. But I really like just having fun. I think a lot of people get too hung up on some of the nuances of like, this needs to be at this standard for it to be a good book. Just read the damn book. Just have fun. You're overthinking it too much. And I don't know. I've seen that quite a bit more lately. And that kind of pisses me off.
What do you think about, this is like, I really ask people this, but I think about it a lot, maybe too much. What do you think about like video and audio quality in terms of how successful you are on platform like BookTok? Like what do you think about like the production of your content as opposed to the meat of it? How much does that play a part in how successful you are, how much of a reach you have, how much of like a viewer following you have, etc.?
I think it depends. If you have and I want to say this lightly, the personality for like the grungier videos, if your personality will shine through those, it doesn't matter what you're like. I mean, as long as you have a camera, people can see you and they can hear you, but you have a great personality, they'll watch your videos. For me, I love a good production. I like to have a clear camera. I like to have my mics. And again, that's just my personality. And I've gotten great comments. People are like, dude, your audio is always crisp.
So true.
I love these.
So true. You're one of the first people that I was like, how the fuck is he recording this on his phone with a fucking studio mic? I remember messaging you, how the fuck did you do that? That was one of the first messages I sent you. I was like, how the fuck did you get your mic like that? Because I love a studio podcast mic sound. I love it more than any lav mic, phone audio, anything else. But I could never get what I have into a phone. So I always had to find like the workaround or record on my camera and then port it, which is always like a thing.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I was like this, and then you had the lighting, you had the lamp at the background, and then I was like, this person understands lighting and production to a level that when I had asked you about it, I still did not know for myself. How do I make myself do it? I finally did. This took 3 years. This shit took 3 years to hit in my fucking brain. But yeah, no. So I agree with you. Actually, I think that's what drew me in. Also, was like this guy's production draws me into then the content and the personality, like where I think a lot of people's don't. Just because I'm like, this is another phone recording mic thing. I don't really care. Like it does matter to me how it sounds, which is also why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now that two of the past few recordings that I've done for my podcast and other videos, for some reason, when I think everything is going great and I record, and then I play it back and the mic is just everywhere. Like one of them, apparently my camera mic was recording and not this mic or a podcast. The second one, the lab was recording the first half, but then when we got reconnected, it stopped recording on my lab and was just on my phone. Actually, no, just the phone. The video was still on. The phone just shut off and didn't record, so I lost that part of the footage. I recorded an ARC review last week and I just edited today. And I had my lav, but I had it down here as opposed to like closer up.
Oh, okay.
So that now that sounds like cheesy and echoey. And I'm like, I don't get it. But I feel like the more I harp on it, the better I'll feel about it. Like if I allow myself to be as detail oriented as I can, as opposed to saying, it's fine, get it up.
I do like, I think there is something to, still posting that content and letting people see how far you've come and let them see and that you still mess up and stuff like that. I do appreciate those videos. But I would say, like, for your videos, I love your videos, and I think it sucks that TikTok doesn't show me more. Like, I have to intentionally go and search out a lot of people's videos, people who I normally would interact with, and that is my soul. Because if I like your videos, I want to continue seeing your videos. So why would TikTok not let me see that video? That infuriates me. But no, I have seen your growth in your production quality, whether it's your mic and your camera. I was actually talking to Susie the other day, and I was like, man, his stuff always looks so much better than mine. It looks so pristine. I'm trying to get onto his level of production quality. I always say that.
All it took was me buying a different camera because the one
So are you using an actual camera?
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of the times I try to. So when I'm like in this lighting and setup, I'll try and make it a camera, and I'll just make it vertical. But there are times when I'm like, maybe forcing yourself to use the camera is putting you into too much of a box when it comes to when to record, what time, and all that stuff. Like doing maybe this just adds friction. Instead, then sometimes I will just take my phone. I'll put like the back camera, and then I did end up. I've only ever bought 3 things from TikTok Shop ever in my life, and that was all in the past. Like I was only ever this year because I'm always against new tech or new features right off the bat, unlike some people, because I don't want to fall into the trap of like the bandwagon. I got a clamp magic arm, which actually is fucking dope. It's probably one of the best ones I have. I got the and actually, you know what? I'll just show it to you. It's this one. What brand is it? The small rig one. So like this actually clamps down really well, and then the different like joints actually are really good. So it's pretty secure when you attach it to something. So I did enjoy this.
So I bought that yesterday or a couple days ago. That's literally what this is on.
You're gonna love it.
Okay,
sick. Yes.
I've been using it. Yeah,
100%.
I just been putting it on random stuff all over the house. Yeah, that's literally what it. I usually have my tripod. It's over here. And I have a decent tripod, but I was like, man, I can connect this one onto my light, shift my light, so now I have much better lighting. I don't have to move it anymore.
Point.
Yeah.
Yo, good point. Okay.
Yeah, it's literally connected to my light pole right now.
I need to think about that for my light pole. Yo, good point. Good shout. I also got like the screen, like the back screen thing. Because I was always one of those people who are like, how do you get such good quality? And they're like, just record with your back camera. I'm like, I can't see shit. Yeah. Like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. Because I've tried recording with the back before, and then I'm just off frame because I can't see where I am. And then so I defaulted to the front camera, back quality. So I did end up getting this. So it just hooks on like that, and I use it. And
you have an Apple Watch?
I have an iPhone. I do not have an Apple Watch. I don't have any Apple product except for the phone, and I have everything is just like all Windows, which is weird.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't just like dive into ecosystems. I'm like, I'll take these few things, even though they don't though they don't mix well. But I will say, you might love this. So when I first saw this thing on TikTok Shop, I was like, I'm not gonna get off TikTok because it might be a scam. Let me go to Amazon and get it. So I got one from Amazon first. And the issue I had with that was it just took a very long time connecting to the screen mirroring feature on my phone. And like, it just wouldn't like this, like the screen mirror wouldn't pick this up if it was on, or it would only do it if I like reset my phone. I didn't know what was happening. So I was like, I don't know what's happening, but I got this from Amazon. Let me just see if the TikTok one is better. Did I get it off? Did I suddenly get an off brand one? Cause they looked the exact same, worked the exact same, came in the exact same box actually, or like branded box. But let me just get the one from TikTok instead. Never had an issue with it. I'm like, motherfucker. What do you mean?
TikTok be up there with it.
I was so frustrated. But so I got that. And I just recently...
Does it work well?
It does. It actually works very well.
Like
I actually am very happy with it. I think the only issue I have with it that most people will never tell you in the video is that when you do have it and you're talking to it, at some point the connection between the video and like the playback starts lagging over time. So as you're talking, you won't see yourself talking one-to-one or like in sync. You'll start seeing yourself like back a little bit. It'll start lagging. So you just kind of have to be aware of like, if you do any movements, like you'll go like this, and then a second later the video will like go like this in the playback. I think it's just has to do with how long your video is. So that's one thing I had to get used to, and that was on any version. Like I haven't invested time in trying to find a version that has no latency issues, no lag issues, etc.
So what I do for mine is it depends on the environment I'm at. So usually I can just swipe up on my watch and I can watch my camera, and if I do the back camera, I can still do it from my watch, or I'll screen mirror to my TV or one of my monitors over here on the side. And that way I can frame myself, everything looks good, hit record, and I can kind of see it out of my peripheral vision. All right, I'm still locked in. I'm good to go. Boom, boom, boom. And that's how I've been doing it. So I considered getting one of those back attachments, but a fear of mine was like, I didn't know if my clamps would work in conjunction with that. That just adds a little bit of stock to it. And so,
yeah,
I don't know.
No, I agree with you. It is a bit bulky, so you have to kind of like play with where you're going to put it and stuff.
Right.
I recently just got, like 2 days ago, the new like Jack and Rose steamer that's been going around. That's supposed to be like a really fast, aggressively fast like steamer.
Yeah.
So there's a low, a high, and then just a flat iron setting. So my wife and I tried it today. The high steam setting works great because it does just pump out a lot of steam really quickly. And you can just start waving it, and it's pretty good. It's not as immediately crisp as the videos are, obviously. Those are a bit tricky. But the low doesn't really feel like it's doing much, and then we just didn't even get anything out of the iron. Out of the iron setting. Maybe we didn't use it long enough. Maybe we didn't like work with it too much because we only used it for like 5 minutes just to test all the different features. But I think we're still going to keep it only because it is faster than the older one that we do have. And it did a decent job.
That's something I do.
And I just use it because I hate ironing shit so much. I can't do it. I don't like. I don't mind wrinkles. I'm not as much as I love production. I couldn't give a fuck if my clothes are wrinkled. Darrius, I'm telling you this right now as a man, as a male in today's society with a wife, I don't give a fuck if my clothes are wrinkled. But she does. I'm sure other people do online too. If they're like OCs and like, oh my God, his shit has wrinkles. He needs to iron that shit. I'm like, you know what? I'm talking to you about books. It shouldn't matter how I look because I'm talking to you about books. Yeah,
that's valid. I think the only time I really am a stickler with wrinkles is if I'm dressing up to go somewhere. Other than that, most of the time you'll see me in like a hoodie, a sweatshirt, and some sweatpants.
Yep.
Or some shorts because I just got done working out. That's my MO. As soon as I get home from work, I'm immediately changed. Like it doesn't matter,
bro.
If we go out somewhere, I'll maybe throw on some jeans and a nice shirt. But yeah, as soon as we get back to the crib, I'm comfied up, head to toe.
I've slowly transformed my entire like t-shirt wardrobe just to all like the Fablewear stuff, and almost all of them are like cream and whites. Which my wife now hates because when she wears makeup and then she comes and hugs me, like it happened yesterday, and I was wearing a white shirt and it was just there. And she's like, "Why do you keep wearing white shirts around me?" I'm like, "The designs look better on white. I can't say. I don't know what else to tell you. They don't look good on black shirts. They look better on white shirts. I'm gonna wear them on white." But yeah, that was so off topic. I want to get back to.
Yeah, we went on a tangent. See, and that's what I mean.
That's what I love, right?
I enjoy doing
exactly.
It.
I love riffing more than I love a structured conversation, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's get back to it.
So, let me ask you, what made you come back to BookTok? You said you were off for a while. What made you come back?
I think BookTok was the only place where it was very easy for me to cultivate any sort of community. To be quite fair, I don't feel like I'm successful on any of these platforms at all. Instagram itself was I just don't like it. I'm not unable to figure out Instagram, and I don't want to figure out an algorithm. Yeah. TikTok was easier to figure out in the first place. I liked that the algorithm naturally used to push your videos to 200, 300 people flat. And then from there, it would push it further. People liked it. Now you could post a video and it'll sit at like 10 for 2-3 hours, which sucks for the mental, but something to figure out. But it was just easier for me to, one, talk about books on TikTok. Nobody knew who I was because Instagram, I would have to use my personal page because I didn't want to start a new one. And so Instagram, I wasn't, it's just weird to create content in front of people who knew you as like whoever knew you back in high school or whatever. Like, it's just weird. I'm like, I'm not the same guy, but I don't know if my content resonates with you and I'm trying to do content. I don't want to be like, oh my God, he's trying content. He's weird. But
valid.
I think it was just one of those things where my like logistical analytical brain was like, you just got to get back on the short form. You're trying to do long form, but short form's out there and you just got to try all the funnels. And I think it was also because TikTok will let you do like longer videos, whereas Instagram at the time was still 1 minute or 1 minute 30. YouTube Shorts was only 1 minute. They hadn't expanded to 3 minutes. Yeah. Instagram hadn't expanded to 3 minutes at the time when I came back to it last year. So I was like, TikTok's just the best place to do it if for someone like me who likes to talk about books, and I just like to talk. I'm not much of a I'm not a scripter. I'm not a skit person, even though I try to dabble and test things out and be creative. I'm not a take very cute, fancy, like aesthetic photo type person. It doesn't work for me. I just like to talk. And it was the easiest place just to talk about books, which, kudos to the community for making it like that. I think there's a lot to be said about the BookTok community who have made it a space to talk about books. But it was more so just because I was like, all right, if I'm getting back to making consistent videos, short form has to be one of them.
Yeah. Man, it's tough, especially with getting consistent making short content videos. I mean, for me, that was always a tough thing.
It's tough when you're like a 9 to 5 person, right?
Yeah. It really is, because, man, and I don't have one of the jobs where I can read while I'm at work or, like, listen every now and then if I'm not on the phones. But even then, still got to get other stuff done. So, kudos to the people who can read 12, 13 books in a month, and I'm maybe clearing 1 or 2 and I'm chilling.
Yep.
So that for me, that's just fun for me, man. I like to I do want to take BookTok seriously, but I want to take it in a different avenue than how it's been going. I'll say because, like I said before, I'm gonna give somebody a real raw review if I don't like that book, man. Listen, TOG, that shit was garbage for me, man. It was boring. Characters I wasn't sitting well with.
I feel like books like that you can. I get really scared and anxious to talk negatively about books that are indie authored books. Because
you cut out a little bit. Say that again.
I find it a bit nerve-wracking to talk negatively about books that are indie books, right? Because you don't want to. I don't even want to talk politically correctly bad about of somebody's book who is going to see it, because Sergey Mas is never going to see my video if I ever talk about TOG or Akatar, any of that stuff, right? It's only going to be the girlies who I don't care about anyway, and I want to piss off the girlies in general. So I'm fine with that. But like, just for example, if I didn't like, Maurice Africh's Cello's Gate, which I still need to finish, I might still post my video. I wouldn't tag him in it, depending on what I say. But I would just feel like, I don't know, part of me would feel like, man, should I even talk about the book because I didn't like it? I feel like
And actually I heard this from some other authors. They want to see those negative reviews.
Okay.
And obviously, you got to go about it with your own tact, with your own personality, your own class. But yeah, they want to see the negative ones just as much as they want to see the positive ones. And especially if someone asks me to read their books, which I don't typically do that too much anymore, because that's I'll let them know, hey, I'm going to give you a real raw review. If you don't like it, I can send you your book back if that's not something that you want. But for me and my page, I'm not doing that fluff shit. You're gonna get a review from me. So if I don't like it, then
I have received DMs over the years of people wanting to send me their books, and I was surprised. One of the first ones the first ever one that somebody DM'd me and said, "Would you mind reading my book? Can I send you my book?" It was in 2023 when I was really grinding the shit out. And it was Emotional Charades by, I can't remember the author's name right now. I feel bad. But I was like, in my brain, and I've always been like, since this first time, I've always been like this of like, don't send me your physical book. Because I may or may not like it. Send me the ebook. If I like it, I will order a physical copy myself to support the author. But you don't need to send me your physical book. And so I've just started doing that. Anybody who wants to send me a book. And so that one was actually dope. It was a weird romance that involved people on that involved, one of them was on the autism spectrum, and the issues that he and his girlfriend had from the girlfriend's perspective, actually. So it was her perspective of dating somebody who was on the spectrum, and she thought he was cheating, and kind of having to figure out, how do you work through this with somebody who you have to work on the communication barrier, if there is one. And then she had a very aggressively destructive toxic friend, and then that destructive toxic friend's boyfriend was part of the mix. The book is called Emotional Charades for a reason. So that was actually kind of cool. Never read a book like that. I was like, wow, that shit hit. And then
I kind of like that.
But after that, anytime somebody messaged me like, hey, would you review my book? I was always afraid to, because I was like, I don't think I have the clout for this. And I'm like, I want to read the books that I want to read to build the following that I want to build, before I just start saying yeah, I'll read your book, send it to me, and just start collecting books from people, and then I never read them. So I'm very selective on the people that I'll be like, yeah, sure, send it to me. I'll see if I like it or not. But I didn't feel like I was good enough.
I would have to do give me a pitch really quickly on what your book is about, or something like that, because I had one, and I won't throw his name out there, but asked me to review a book, and then I was going through a lot at that time, and so he got me right at the beginning when all that stuff started happening, and just hounded me for months to read his book.
Damn.
So I finally, I was like, listen, I'm glad it was an e-copy. And I was like, I do not have the time to read that book right now. To be honest with you, I got a lot going on in my life. Whatever money you paid, I will gladly send it back to you. But at this point, I'm not going to read your book. Because and I get it. You're an artist, you're trying to get those reviews up and stuff, but if you can't respect what I got going on right now, and I can't get to your book, if you can't respect, I'm not going to pick it up.
Yeah, of course.
I don't care how good the book is.
Exactly. So interesting.
Yeah. You got to take it with like you said, be selective. I like that.
Yeah.
And I like how you said that you were going to have them get you the digital, and if you like it, order. I like that. I'm going to have to use that.
Yeah. I just feel like that's respecting the author much more. And it's also I also enjoy I love my Kindle. I read faster on a Kindle, and any notes I want to make, I can make on my Kindle. And so I don't have real estate back there just for any book, respectfully. So I only put books up here that I do like. I mean, that's a lie, because there are books down here that people don't usually see, that are books that I've just randomly had over the years, or this entire shelf over here, which is really shitty books that I didn't like. And then also some of them were just recent books that I bought that my wife bought that she wanted to read. Those aren't shitty. We haven't read them yet. But
do you guys read together?
No, she's not. She is somebody like I think I have 7 books on my bookshelf that we have bought over the past few months that she was like, oh, I want to go to the bookstore and pick out a book. And pretty sure she may get through one of those in the next 5 years. Yeah.
You bought some just some ornaments, some shelf ornaments.
I just got extra like filler space back. That's really all I got. Like they're gonna be like, oh my god, you liked Filthy Rich Fae? I'm like, it's not me. That's not my book. I might come back to this box for like when I do my February romance reads and just like read through them.
Yeah.
But I'm not touching them right now.
I need to get a romance book that'll have me, kicking my feet up. Hee hee ha ha giggling.
Dating Dr. Dill. Indian. It's American Indian. It's basically like she says that
I'm about to look it up right now. Say it again.
Dating Dr. Dill, DIL. It's by Nisha Sharma. It's essentially like her tagline is if Shakespeare was an Indian auntie. But she basically recreates 3 Shakespearean stories in this 3-book trilogy of 3 different romances of like a 6-person friend group.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
I first read it. I was out. This was a book I was supposed to read with my wife. After 1 week of trying to read it with her, I was like, do you want to read this? She's like, I'm busy right now. I was like, I'm just gonna read it. I need to read this book. That shit had me kicking my feet, curling my toes and shit too, bro. Like I was giggling.
Curling the toes is crazy. Okay.
This is but this is like a very like rom-com romance book. If you want something with like higher prose and stuff, you would obviously go towards the Divine Rivals and things like that, Rebecca Ross style. Which I would also recommend 5-star read.
Divine Rivals is I'm trying to picture the name of that. I got my computer right here.
I got the book right here for you.
I'm pretty sure I know what the cover is.
Gotta turn around real quick.
So like, yeah, the blue one with the circle around the D and the R. Oh, solid. Yeah. Okay. 5-star for you?
It actually, so I ain't gonna hold you. I read this book very skeptical, not hate reading it, but I went into it hoping that it would be bad so I could shit on people who liked it over the past, like, because when it came out and everybody, it was all over BookTok. I'm like, why are you guys all sucking hard on this book? Like, what is going on? I never read it. And then I pushed it forward to 2024 I read it this year in 2025 in February. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it a shot. I got into it open-minded, always open-minded. I don't hate read books for a reason.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this book is actually really good. The prose in this book is so beautiful. The story in this book is so good. I'm like, I need to buy a typewriter for my bookshelf right now. It was actually so good. And I'm like, huh.
Bet.
I'm glad I waited, but like, wow.
So let me ask you, you said it was a 5-star read for you. So what constitutes a 5-star read for you?
Generally, almost any 5-star read for me has to elicit an emotional reaction for me to consider it top tier, because I'm so unemotional when I read so many books. Like, I don't cry easily. I don't feel sadness, remorse, any sort of like heavier upsetting emotions. But historically, my 5-star reads have been the ones that have made me feel the most fun and entertainment, which Fourth Wing was one of those back then. Forgemaster is one of those that just had so much entertainment reading it. But then a book like House of the Cerulean Sea, it's entertaining, but it lets such a raw emotional response after you read it that you're like, this is like, how do I get? And the emotional response was heartwarming, like very like cozy, warm smile on your face when you finish the book. Divine Rivals was one of those like, wow, I'm so sucked into this romance. it's crazy how I actually care about Iris Winnow and Roman C. Kit, and the C stands for Carver. Like I'm actually invested in this relationship and this romance and this story. Even before I'm thinking about, well, how was the prose? Did I really like the pacing of the story? Like I don't even think about the analytics of it. And like up until 4.5 stars, I will think about everything: analytics, emotions, banter, like dialogue, prose, character, like is it plot driven, any of that stuff. But once it hits 5 stars, it's really about how strongly did it hit me? Did I feel about it?
Like that.
I
like
and so
that.
like
I think I'm.
Tell me yours.
Go ahead. I think for me, I think I'm kind of the same way. I don't, and this is something I've been working on, is like really thinking more on why I like a book and trying to dive a little bit deeper, because I don't really have an analytical mind when it comes to reading. I just like to read. Like I look for that emotional response. I like to feel the joy. Like that's why some people are like, Darrius, you have such an odd taste in books, because you like a lot of certain things that a lot of normal people wouldn't. I just like to read because it's fun. If the book is, if it draws me in, I'm laughing out loud. And, if I'm walking around because I'm pissed at how a certain character was offed, that's a good book for me. That's what I look for.
I wish I could throw a book. I was raised with the values of never throwing your books or touching or like kicking a book or never touching your feet to books or never putting a book on the ground. So I hold books very like carefully and everything. I kid you not, the amount of times I just want to just chuck a book at a wall. Now I rent, so I can't do that. And so
put a hole in a wall for the book.
Just to your point, yes, I agree with you. Like a physical reaction to reading certain scenes, yeah.
And like I do like the I want to make sure, was the storyline good? Was the plotting? Was the twisting? I don't like awkward triangle love romances. I will say that pisses me off. I think that's one of the big reasons why I didn't like TOG as well, because see, now even talking about that is pissing me off. Let me move on.
that shit is a negative 5 stars because it elicited such a raw emotion from you.
Come on. Oh man. Yeah. And yeah, so when it comes to books, like if I'm invested and I'm like locked in, it's gonna be like a 3 to 4. But if I tear up, if I'm laughing, yeah, that's a 5 star for me.
Is that why DCC was a 5 star?
If I'm pissed off, yeah. Say that again?
Is that why DCC was a 5 star?
Oh yeah, I was, and mainly for that one, I'm a gamer, I'm an anime head. It gave me big isekai vibes, dungeons, man. Yeah, that one had me locked in.
I agree with you.
So I still need to finish. I started DCC as a palate cleanser, and I was locked in since.
I'm in book 5 right now. I'm towards the end of book 5, Butcher's Masquerade. And bro.
Yep.
Matt Denman talks about sex
book
a lot in these
my
books.
Favorite.
And you saying book 5 is your favorite tells me a lot about you, my friend. It tells me a lot about you, my guy. Because this guy is over here just like everybody's fucking.
Yep.
And not even in the way that you think, which is why it's so much funnier saying it out of context. I really enjoy the series. I'm glad I'm not binging them. Like,
oh, you cut out. Say that again.
I'm glad I'm not binging them.
Yeah.
I like read the book and then go read other books and then come back to the book and then go read other books, just like 1 or 2 books in the middle type of thing. Unless I'm like, you know what? Because I just finished, I finished Aparna Verma's The Burning Queen, the arc, and I have a review going of that this week once I finish editing the videos. Okay. And afterwards, I was like, I just want to go read some more DCC now. And then I'm gonna finish DCC. I'm gonna go read something else. And I'm coming back to like, I want to finish more. I want to read more DCC now. It already has me wanting to create a couple of like designs from DCC.
Yeah.
And I think one of them has to be a high Zev. I kid you not. I screen recorded my phone with when Audible was playing, so I could have that one bite just for like to listen to over and over again. Over and over.
That's such a good one.
It's also so I listened to it on like 1.0 speed. It's so much better on 1.7.
You listened to it on
no. So just that one, like when I was recording that thing, I recorded it with 1.0 versus 1.7 or 1.8, which is what I usually listen on.
Okay.
1.7, 1.8 is chef's kiss of a speed to listen to the book on.
Yep.
And a lot of the words like hi Zeb and things like that just work better faster.
Yeah. I 100% agree. It gives more energy to Donut.
Mm-hmm. And I can't imagine.
I love it.
Jeff Hayes narrating that at the slow pace that he did to make it 1.0 speed.
Hi Zeb.
Because I think about like the new achievements of like, oh, you just got a fucking fucker box, and it's like the fucking the horny voice that the AI uses. Imagine doing that like a much slower speed than what you actually listening to.
Oh, terrible!
I'm like, oh my
god! I don't know how he kept a straight face.
That I want to ask him how many takes it took for ones like that.
Is he on BookTok at all?
I don't know if Jeff Hayes is on. I've never searched him up. I've never searched up Matt Dinniman just because I'm like, there's certain authors that I'm like, I know what?
I know Matt is.
I feel like there's certain authors that I'm like, I'll bother them enough to like try and be friends with them. And then certain people like, you know, like people who I think are just out of reach, like the more traditionally published ones are more or less out of reach in a way. I'm like, I'm not even going to, I don't even tag them because I'm like, I don't even think you're ever going to look at this. I'm just going to talk about it, hashtag it. Readers who are going to watch this. I never think the author's going to watch anything that I post. I mean, kudos to people like Sam Boyd, Alicia, who get like Matt Dinniman or Pierce Brown to be like, oh, I recognize you from something somewhere online. And I'm like, I need Cindy Williams-Chima to come on my podcast one time in my life. Favorite author right there.
It'll happen.
But okay, yo, do you want to play a game with me?
Let's do it.
So I posted a video last week and it actually got more traction a little bit in the past couple of days of I've only ever given, at least according to my Notion page, which I think is a bit false, but between 10 and 15 books of 5 stars over the past 3 years now. Which to me feels low with how much I read.
Yeah.
And when I was going through them, I was like, wow, these feel like there's like not as much variety here as I would like. So I asked people for their 5-star reads.
Shout out Notion. Like that. I'm trying to get into Notion.
Yep. If you want my template, let me know. I think it's a very good like starter template. Okay. I'll send it to you after this. But so I took everybody's 5-star recommendations, and this is gonna be September book of the month. Okay, I'm just gonna read off read off some of them to you, just so you like, I guess, know. But we got Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, Empire of the Vampire, Project Hail Mary.
I'm so excited.
Stormlight, Lies of Locke Lamora. 3 people said Red Rising. So I also like added multiples if multiple people said the same thing, just to like even the odds a little bit. Sun Eater, Leviathan Wakes, Darker Shade of Magic, which I already own. Extreme Ownership.
Is that V.E.
It
Schwab?
is V.E. Schwab. I actually read her first book that I read was Gallant. That was mindfuck in a good way. And I started Darker Shade of Magic like 5 or like maybe 2 chapters, and I was so lost. I was like, maybe right now mentally is now's not the time for me to pick up this book, and I will not force myself to read it and then think it's bad, because V.E. Schwab is Emma Skies' favorite author, and I need to read more of V.E. Schwab's books to connect with Emma Skies, obviously because I'm parasocial. So, Hyperion, which you recommended, Daughters of Izdahar, Cradle, which has been recommended to me multiple times for being a litRPG fan. Cradle by Will White.
Cradle. Okay.
Burning Kingdoms, which I don't know what that is. Raven Scholar, which I just bought 2 weekends ago, and I did read the first chapter of it, and that shit is already a banger, so I'm down to read it. Arc of a Scythe, which I've never heard of it. Blood over Brighthaven.
Oh!
You would, I guess,
brother, that's a book.
I heard that's a book. Because the thing with me is like,
that's a book.
I'm in the camp of now Baba and Tim who have read this book, and we're like it is like, Tim is just like, it's not a good book. I'm like, I still really enjoy the book. It makes me cry when I think about the character in the book, but I ended up dropping my count from 5 to 4 stars, specifically after talking to Tim and being like, you know what, you're right. And Baba was like, you know what, this isn't like the best book of all time, but I think it was a really good book, really good story. So
yeah, I think I gave it a 4.
Exactly. So like, but after that, I was like, I don't know if I want to read ML Wang books right now, because like, are you going to do to me the same thing we did with Sword of Kaigen, where you're going to say, oh, this is a book that I'm starting, but I'm just going to not finish the series and just make it into a standalone? I'm just going to fuck you over as a reader and say, give me money. That's what I'm going to do. And you're going to say thank you, and then continue on with your day.
Right.
Like, but I heard Blood over Brighthaven is actually fucking good.
Book. Damn.
And
I need to reread that.
Oh, you already. Oh, wow. Okay, you already read it. Wow. Well, duh, you've already read it. That's your reaction. City of Brass.
Okay, I want to read that so bad. I heard that's been having a surge last.
S.A. Chakraborty has been month? Like still has always been in the talk over the years. Like, and I've always seen her books around, and I'm like, I just haven't gotten to them. And I feel like I should have, because I love reading South Asian inspired books, very much so. I just hadn't yet, so I'm down. Off to Be Wizard, which I assume is like a progression fantasy, maybe a litRPG type thing, like one of those chill ones.
Okay.
When Breath Becomes Air, don't know about that. The Spear Cuts Through Water, Simon Jimenez. I've heard that one. I've heard that one go around multiple times.
Yeah.
A book, randomly, these other 3 ones I have no clue. Stoner, Sand, and Silo. Never read those 3.
Wait. Silo. That's the Apple TV
show. I think it might have come from a book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. First off, the TV show, absolutely phenomenal. I will definitely have to pick up the book.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. Like, good in a great cinematic experience, or good in like a very entertaining?
Both.
Okay.
It was very, very cinematic. Like the way that they shot everything was, I thought it was done really well. The storyline was, it was slow kind of in the beginning, but once you actually start to put pieces together, oh yeah, that popped off. It was good. Same thing with Dark Matter. They have a and I want to read the book too, but I watched it on Apple TV. When I tell you, that was probably one of the best shows that I've ever seen. It was phenomenal. Yeah, Apple TV. They've been doing their thing. Severance. Oh my gosh.
My friends shout at me because I do this with books. I do this with all types of media where I don't watch what's immediately popular at the time, specifically because I don't want to watch it and then be compelled to think it's good or bad depending on what other people say. Also, if I can't watch it when an episode releases and then people online are already talking about it, because I do go online on Twitter a lot and stuff like that, and I'm going to be spoiled. I'm just not going to do that to myself.
Yeah, that's valid.
So I usually like let everybody talk about it, get all the spoilers in my head. I'm thankfully a very forgetful person, and so once I forget about it and I'm like, I want to go back and watch this. Oh, this shit is fire.
Yeah.
Then it's a raw reaction.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh my God, I saw y'all talking about Severance, so I read Severance, and let's talk about how great Severance is because we already think it's great. But I got yelled at for being a fucking hippie like that or some shit, and I'm like, well, don't got time for that shit.
I like that though.
Yeah, I like that too. I feel like it opens me up to do shit that other people don't do. That's why my bookshelf is shit that people don't read. And I have people have told me like, I like that. I like that about you, that you don't read the most popular things. I'm like, that's great. Go tell 500 million people on BookTok. So okay, we're gonna spin this. I'm going to see what I'm reading for September.
All right.
And I don't know what it's going to land on.
Please, Empire or Vampire?
Red Rising. Which is insane because I was already going to read the book at some point this year.
Yeah. W. Absolute W.
Oh, that's not good.
So, okay, wait a minute. I thought you had went through Red Rising.
I only bought it because Baba and Tim and Alicia and all of them convinced me that it was like worth getting. And so I just went ahead and bought I was like, you know what? If I'm going to read any aggressively popular book that everybody loves at this point in time, might as well make it Red Rising because there's people I can actively talk to about it right now.
Yeah.
And I just went ahead and bought the box set.
Box set. So I
got all the books.
All the way up to
books. I got 6 books on me.
Okay. I would be very interested because I already know you are going to book 1 would probably be a 3-star for you. Here's my guess on how this is Darrius's guess on your experience with Red Rising.
Okay. It's a great clip.
Here we go. Book 1, you are probably going to give that a 3-star. Book 2, you're going to like and love. So I think that'll probably be a 3.5 or a 4-star. Morningstar, you're going to really like. And then depending on if you jump into the second half of the series, I think your experience change. So if you jump immediately into Iron Gold, I think your rating will go down. If you wait a little while and kind of give a little bit of a buffer so you actually appreciate the, characters before and the newer characters that are introduced, I think your rating will go up. I think Iron Gold will probably be a 4. I think that'll probably be a 3.5 or a 4-star for you. Dark Age will be you're going to damn near DNF. I think you're probably going to give that one a 3. 3 is being generous. I think that was going to be generous. Lightbringer, you're going to love. I think you're like that.
So interesting. So you're going to say I'm a DNF Dark Age and just skip straight to Lightbringer. I like this. It's a spicy prediction. Very spicy prediction.
Yeah.
These are still the packaging, so I haven't opened this yet.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Wait a minute. It's like, okay, yeah, I see it. Lightbringer's on the back.
For some reason, they ship it like that. Okay. They'll just like put all the thick ones around the outside, but the thin ones on the inside. I don't know, but
valid.
I think I was originally hesitant to actually like want to do this because right now it's very busy at work and I don't really think I'll have that much time to read. But I'm also one of those people who says, "Fuck work," and then I'll just read anyways and like not really do anything else. But you know what? Whatever.
The audios are pretty decent.
I will read Red Rising this month.
Now, are you going to read it all the way through? Like, what's your plan with this?
I'll probably do. So I'm going to finish book 5. I actually have a list of the 5 books that I want to like get into at some point in September right here, and so I'm going to finish DCC book 5. Because I'm already like almost done, so that'll be done within like the next probably day.
Okay,
and then I'll probably take a palate cleanser and go into just like a very chill, frivolous book. So maybe either Arcana Academy, which is this one, which I just recently bought, but it's really interesting because it's a It's a Magic Academy with tarot card magic, and I already love card magic.
Okay.
And tarot card magic is just right there, right next to it. And even though it's a series, I only have book 1, and I can't imagine myself like binging all the series anyway. But I want to just palate cleanse maybe with this real quick, and then I'll probably jump into Red Rising. And I'm not going to try and finish it in September, but I will at least start reading it this month. Maybe I read a little bit of it and see like if I want to juggle a couple of books or just read it and just stick with it. So I think those 3 might be the ones that I hit. After that, if I do finish Red Rising, then I was going to hit book 2 of this series, which I have books 1 through 5 of this series here and books 1 through 8 of the other litRPG as well. Now,
I really want to look at that series. What's it called again?
So here's how it works. So I'm saying a lot of so's. Actually, let me pull this one out too. This is the best part about talking to people who actually like to read books, is I can just go into the back and grab this. This is what I've always wanted to do in life. This is simply what I've wanted to do in life. So this is Seth Ring's book, Battle Mage Farmer. And what I like about this is an isekai. Also, a guy gets teleported to a new world, and it takes place after he becomes this entire badass dude. And you pick up the story with him when it's like, okay, cool, you've defeated insert thing here. Your new quest is to retire. Your quest is to retire at this farm, raise cattle, like run this farm. Essentially, your quest is to retire. So what people don't know is that this battle mage, because mages are rare in this world now after the war, he was like he was the mage that won the war. But people don't know that all the way out here because they don't really know him like that. And so book 1, it was really funny because like certain characters would come to this like rural area from like the city or the capital, and they'll be like, and he's like, shut the fuck up. You don't know me. My name is John Sutton. You don't call me anything. You're nothing. And it's so funny to see that. So I really like Battle Mage Farmer. I read book 1. There's 8 books. Now, I am a little bit deranged in that I only read book 1 and then I bought 2 through 8. I was like, at some point I'm going to want to read all 8 anyway. I was like, might as well buy them when they're at that bookstore. Support your local authors, things like that, right? So Forgemaster is about this guy. His name is Thorn. He's a Titan. And where Forgemaster actually starts is Thorn is trying to transport himself from a lower world to an upper world in this world where lower and upper worlds are separated, and you can only very specifically with some specific technology travel through a barrier to get to the upper worlds. Yeah. He gets thrown out of his initial teleport beam and gets launched to a different location or world in this like tier of upper worlds that he was traveling to. He doesn't reach his actual destination. He gets thrown off course essentially. And so where he was the pinnacle of he was the GOAT on his lower world, which is why he was able to amass power, tech, skills, etc. to then ascend. On this new world, he's like level 3 again. Damn. So I thought it was really cool. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm picking up a story where he's already been the GOAT, and we already had his isekai come up story already done. We're seeing what's the next stage. I thought that was a play. Yeah, no. He has a 10-book series of how he actually became the GOAT on that first lower world. Which I didn't know until I was making a video about this book and I went onto Seth Ring's website. So apparently Thorn was this wheelchair-ridden dude named Xavier on Earth, and the scientists on Earth developed I don't know if it's augmented reality or virtual reality, but they were able to essentially they developed a system where they turned Earth into this game called Nova Terra. And so people would actually live between Earth and Nova Terra. And Xavier, since he was wheelchair ridden, they actually convinced him apparently to just try out Nova Terra and be in Nova Terra and do your stuff there. And so the Nova Terra version of Earth is called Angeril. So he was thorn of Angeril, and he ended up being the GOAT. And it turned into, like, instead of it just being a game, they actually turned Earth into Angeril, which means all of the game buffs and all the skills and all that other stuff actually became real life for them. And then it's a 10-book series on how he became the GOAT. And yeah, I haven't read this yet.
I like that.
I haven't read this yet. I got it one chapter in, and I'm like, I don't like the way this is going. When I was in my book slump, actually, so that's why I never finished it. But I keep going back and forth. Like, do I actually want to read the come up, or do I just want to continue reading the good shit? Right?
Yeah.
And so I think I'm actually preferring just to read Forgemaster, and if I ever want to go back to the come up, I'll actually read Terra. Because it's 10 books. I'm like, I don't want to wait for 10 books to get back to the one that I actually read that I was really psyched about. But it's like, it's a litRPG, right? So like
10 books, damn. Bro,
as a gamer, as someone who reads isekai, who reads manhwa and manga and watches all this stuff, reading it, because this is my first ever literary RPG, and I was like, this just makes sense. Yeah, it just makes sense. And it's really cool because he has this like raccoon tanuki looking thing who shoots fireballs and is really fucking powerful. And then he has this shadow wolf thing that is also really strong and really powerful. And I'm like, he just comes in overpowered into like this upper tier area of worlds where like everything is technically overpowered. So like everybody's on the same baseline. And then you have your own like, so how overpowered can we get?
Right.
Yeah, no, it's fire. It's
when
fire.
you said that reminded me of the animal Pokemon and the Shadow Wolf Fujihiro from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes, Fushiguro. Yes, 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 100%. I think that's why I strayed towards. I actually stopped reading manga and manhwa this year. Interestingly enough, like I stopped reading all the webtoons and the manga that I read like all the way up until this year, like 3-4 months ago. And I think about that every month of like, I should get back into it. I'm like, I want to too. I'm like, I don't know why I'm not feeling it though.
I have like the 1 through 12 of the solo leveling.
Fire. Read that shit 3 times.
I absolutely love that. Yeah. Yep. So good.
Did you read Ragnarok though?
And I was the website that I was reading it on got shut down.
Damn. I wonder.
I need to find it. I wonder, is it on Webtoons?
It is on Webtoons, but you know how Webtoons is. It's actually like backlogged from where like traditionally it would be. Let me see if the one that I used to read it on is actually good, or if it also got shut down. Because I used to, we have our own places where we read things. There's like a lot of the times I would read something on Webtoons and be like, I don't like how I have to wait for this. And I would just go type into Google, read insert manhwa here online free. And you just have it. Like 15 extra chapters.
See. Let me see.
For people listening at home who may not be watching the video, we are both on our respective computing devices trying to figure out what website we used to read this on without saying what it's called, because I would never actively promote piracy. I can't look it up here.
Have you seen the voice actor, Jinwoo's voice actor?
Alex Lee for the English one?
Yeah. I love watching his videos that he would post about like how he would. There was a few episodes he said he was literally like coughing up blood and stuff because how intense those scenes were. I was like, bro, you are literally goated.
We are seeing like a goat come up in real time, because I don't know if you've heard maybe like any of him on any podcast where he talks about how he got into voice acting. Motherfucker was just like, I had nothing to lose and I just put my life out there. He moved from like whatever country or whatever area to like Cali, had no money, was begging people like, just give me a chance. And even when people gave him a chance, he was still like, okay, I know you want me to say it like this, but I really think it would be really cool if we said it like this. Like he would actually try and ask actively, like, can we change this a little bit? Even though he's a newbie. He's like,
Yeah.
I think it would sound really good if we did it like this, etc. And so, I mean, luck was involved, but there was a lot of tenacity, a lot of grit involved with that kid's come up. And yeah,
I'm about to watch that.
That's
sick.
The one that I watched was Trash Taste with Alex Lee. So it's 3 guys in Japan, CDoc VA, Connor, the anime man, Joey, and Garnt, who is Giguk. All 3 of them started like in more in the anime manga scene, and they do a podcast called Trash Taste. So I listened to that.
Yeah, there it is.
It was very interesting to listen to. I like listening to people's come up stories because I'm like, it gives me a little bit of like nice hope type thing of, everybody has their own timeline.
Right.
Takes one person 1 year, takes another person 12, maybe.
Right.
But they both made it in a way. So that's also what makes me, to your point, like, why did you come back to TikTok? I'm like, I thought I could still push through. Just if I keep making videos, something will hit. But if I stop, nothing will hit.
Yeah, you're right. I think like with your stuff, has such a good, like, once you get into like where your niche is, your videos are gonna go crazy. So I watch yours as like a blueprint. Because I'm like, I like how he does this, or like how he talks about a book like this way. He has his own personality. I like the production style. So yeah, you have a following out there, but once you tap into like your niche and you're just gonna go crazy.
I actually wondered if litRPG is the niche that I'm supposed to go into, like the progression fantasy litRPG side, because that's just guys like me, anime heads, manga heads, gamers, and just things like that. But we'll see. I really appreciate you talking with me today. This was actually really fun. I would love to do this again, where we like talk more about maybe like the manga manhwa side of like things that we read in the past and kind of deep dive into that, and that'd be really fun.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, I have two things to ask you. The first thing is, and I ask everybody who's come on the podcast, an intentionally vague question: what is one piece of advice that we'd like to give somebody listening today?
One piece of advice that I would give to someone, is this more so pertaining to just like life in general, or is
it can be life in general, it can be anything related? Like, what do you what do you want to tell somebody?
Sure. One thing I would say to someone as advice would be, that's a good one. One that really helped me a lot was, how do I say that? It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't say it. When people come to your page, they want to see you. If they wanted to see someone else, they would go search for them. That has helped me when it comes to kind of being able to step out on my own, being able to find my niche, find the people that I like. Mainly because, I want to be real. I want to be authentic. I want to find those people that resonate with me. So making sure I'm true to myself, putting out my raw emotions and things like that. That's helped me out immensely. So yeah, always be you, 100% you, because if I was looking for somebody else, I'll go search up their page.
Facts. I love that. That was a good one. I haven't heard that one before. That was nice. Where can people find you if they want to follow with what you're doing?
For sure. So my name is kind of changed over the last, so it's still tagged to something else. But right now, Darrius reads on TikTok as well as on Instagram. And the other page is going to be Wow, I just forgot the name of everything. I just had a huge brain fart. Unapologetic and opinionated is going to be
Is that like another like a TikTok, Instagram thing, or is it like a YouTube thing? What is that?
That is a TikTok page. Okay. Just freshly went up. Not a lot of people, actually no one really knows about it because I dropped it very low key, and doing that with a friend of mine, and that's where we're going to be kind of doing a little bit more of like a podcast style of videos. You know, we just got it kind of going right now, but yeah, we're going to be recording hopefully here pretty soon, and just post it very candid. This is why getting a little bit more into the meat and potatoes of book reviews, and you know, being unapologetic in our reviews. And I'm a very opinionated person, so it kind of fit.
Okay, sick. I can't immediately find it, so I will look for when it's up, and I can follow you on something else, which will be actually exciting. Because, bro, as soon as I will say before I let you go, because I want to reiterate this point. As soon as I saw your content, I was like, I need this guy talking more. Because to be completely honest with you, I love listening to you. I think you have a very good voice and a cadence that is very nice to listen to. It's soft. It's not overly booming or in your face. And so I think your voice lends itself to very good just content in general. So
I appreciate that.
With the mic and everything.
Appreciate that.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Awesome.
I love it.
Thank you once again, bro.
Yes, sir, man. I'll see you.